I like to start with small sketches to work out my design ideas. These tiny sketches are called thumbnails. I'm loosely drawing the shape of my card blanks and drawing shapes on that I might use to place my element symbols inside. Keeping them small allows you to get the essence of the idea without going into any detail. And in the center here, I'm placing a larger shape to represent a mandala and also the image of me, however that is represented, engaging with those elements. So for the sake of ease in seeing my drawings, I'm going to make my thumbnails bigger on this other page. So this time I'm thinking about starting with a large circle to go in the center of the card, using the basic design that Maria Bruna has on her sample drawing of the wheel of the elements. I can go into each of those segments and put a color or a symbol representing the elements, and then go into the background and extend. It can be with collage or it can be with drawing, either or both.
So just playing around with your designs a little bit first, just to get a general feel for getting a sense of direction and making that decision. Do I want to have them all on one card, which was the original intent, but since someone brought that up, yeah, you can make separate ones. That's totally fine. And do you want to have continuity between them? You know, do you want to have the same basic layout for each one? Up to you. Okay. You could also play around with, you know, having the card, each element spread out in this fashion. And then, you know, they're sort of connected. You could use a mandala to connect them, an oval to connect them, but some way of having the sense that there is an interconnection between them. So I wanted to do one that was all drawn. And, you know, in the background, I just extended the fire, I extended the water, I extended the feeling of earth with leaves. I brought down the air with just wisps of broken lines and then leaves blowing in the breeze. Okay, so very, very simple, but I think pretty powerful. I really like the way it turned out. On this one, I'm working on black paper. Actually, I worked right on the black mat board and did my drawing there. This part I did on just cardstock sketch paper. You could do it on printer paper, cut it out and put it against the black. So this was all done on light paper, the my symbol and these 4 elements, and then I extended it. And you see how the lighter paper pops out against the dark.
Did you say you did this card on a black card?
Yeah, this one's dark green, but you know, that's good too. And I just used the colored part.
And what material did you use that goes well over black?
I used my colored pencils.
Wow, I didn't think they would show up that well.
But I want you to see what happens when I work with the color directly on the dark color. Okay. So it's showing up, and it'll show up just like that on the black too. However, I can also use white first. Now watch what happens, and I'm going to do a gradation. where I just get lighter and lighter, just so you can see what happens when you put color over white on a dark paper. Okay, so I'm taking that same orange that I used right here so you can see the difference.
Wow.
They both are beautiful. They're both very rich. But you see that the white creates a little barrier between, you know, it gives a little respite from the black. So the dark is showing through here, still very rich and beautiful, but this makes everything lighter. So it's kind of nice if you want things to really pop out, you can do it that way. Make sense?
Yeah.
And you'll notice here that I did my drawing in white, and then I colored on the inside. Now this one I did not put any white because I didn't want it to pop out too much. So if you want something to be a little more subtle, softer in the background, you can just color it in out, putting the white down. I wanted these 5 symbols to pop out. I didn't want that to pop out. And I leave a little border of my color background here. In this case, because I like working color against the black, I left little rims of black around everything.
Can I ask how you got the dots at the very top there?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I colored with colored pencil. And I brought some of the red or magenta from the fire area into the water area. And I felt like where they started to come together, it needed a little something. So I took my Sharpie and I made dots of different sizes.
Okay.
Okay. So Sharpie goes beautifully over the top of the colored pencil, no problem.
Okay.
And then you'll notice how the same thing with all of this down here. Like my leaves, I left black around it. I outlined it in white or something light. Yeah. I also went into my leaves, instead of just coloring it in green, I went in with a regular green and then a little bit more of a yellow green to just give that feeling of light shining on it. You know, and so whatever your symbols are, you know, like this one, I wanted this feeling of this spark, you know, something igniting. And so I went from the darker red to the orange to the yellow, and did it in all of these little nooks and crannies there. So if you were to print out a mandala, let's say, to put in this area, then you could go back in and color that in, right? If you want to. And that's an easy way to start engaging with the mixed media materials. That's what you know, unless you are already very comfortable with art materials, that's an easy way to start. Yeah. And then I encourage you to do something with the elements where you either work with just very basic symbols like this and color them in, or play around with creating the symbols from some of those images that I sent you. So let's all take a deep, nourishing breath and allow yourself to settle in to a relaxed position. And with your eyes closed, bring your awareness to the places where your body makes contact with the chair. Notice the sensation of your feet planted on the floor. And notice where your hands are resting. Feel the sensation in all of these contact points with other surfaces. Notice your breath as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Feeling that air as it passes through your nostrils, passes by your lips and that cool sensation of air. Allow any tension in your body to melt away, little at a time, gently releasing any tendrils of awareness that continue to cling to where we were and what we were doing moments before we arrived in this circle with this gathering of souls who came to explore, to play, to discover, and to fan the flame of our creative sparks. As you inhale and exhale, listen to the ambient sounds in your environment. Can you hear any sounds from outside of the room you're in? Any birds in the distance? Car passing by? Breeze through the trees? And inside, the soft whir of a fan and any other really subtle sounds that allow you to really feel your presence in this moment, in this place. And now we're going to invite the presence of each of the 4 elements into our awareness. To feel our connection to them in whatever way we do feel them in this moment, in this stage of our understanding of the elements and their role in our lives. So first, let's visualize the element of fire. Think about your connection to fire. Whether it be viewing a beautiful sunset at the end of the day, or sitting in front of a crackling fire, or the gentle flickering of a candle flame. Or a moment when we've lifted our faces to catch a shaft of light in a dark forest that illuminates us. Or whether it's feeling your own creative spark, a new idea that you want to bring to fruition. Allow that fire energy, that passionate creative energy to course through your body. And on our next inhale, let's breathe in the energy of the earth element. Imagine yourself barefoot, with your feet firmly planted on the earth. Feeling roots growing from the bottoms of your feet and into the earth. Feel the grass tickling your toes. Enjoy the beauty of a little tiny, tiny flower. When you look at it up close, it's so detailed and intricate. All these things that we can pass right by without even noticing. Feel your connection to the earth. Where do you like to be? Where do you most connect? Feel that green earth energy flowing through you. And now, life-giving water. Where do you most engage with the water element? Is it at the beach, swimming in the ocean, taking a nice hot bath, feeling the raindrops on your skin, flowing streams, waterfalls, ocean waves? Feel the water energy flowing through you. And on our next inhale, let us greet the element of air and feel the air as we breathe, entering our nose, leaving through our lips, feeling the coolness on our tongue, and all the different ways that we encounter air in our lives. Soft, gentle breezes, the flapping of a bird's wings. How do you encounter that element of air in your life? And now allow yourself to feel yourself bringing all of these elements together within you. And perhaps an image or a vision will come to you that helps you get started with this card that we're going to be making today. But allow yourself to engage with these elements with a spirit of play. Allow yourself to be embraced by these elements. And when you feel ready, and bring yourselves back to this moment and this place and the art materials you have in front of you. And let's start. Let's play.
Okay.
If you have any questions along the way, let me know. Spotlight myself for just a minute again. And I'm working on another black card and decided to use my big jar lid for the main image. And then I'm putting 4 circles within it and then working with my white pencil. So notice I'm drawing everything in white. And then I'm going to do like a gradient going from the darker, or pressing harder with the white, and then lightening up the pressure with my pencil as I work to the edge. And that's really a fun way to get some different in art language, it's called values, getting different values that you can toss in really anywhere. I'm using it in the background here, and I'm going to have my element symbols inside of that. And I don't know yet what I'm going to do outside of this big circle. I'll figure that out as I go, or I'll do another thumbnail sketch and see what I want to do. But if you are new to working with colored pencils, I highly recommend playing with that, just that one technique of adding more pressure and then lessening the pressure so that you get some variety in there. So I'm going to do that on all those areas, and it starts to also give it a feeling of shading, almost like it starts to become a little bit 3D. So tell us about what you have done there, Av.
Well, I just love the pencil crayon thing. I've been working with pencil crayons for ages, and so I'm gonna do that and cut them out, and then do like you suggested, black. Work with extending the image like you did. So,
But I only have markers. You drew some, had to find the right size of circle, and I'm just
Excellent.
drawing with markers.